Hello and good morning, everyone. As usual, I am Jeff Blankenberg, and as we do every day, we're here to talk about technology, write some code, play with Alexa, do all the things. So that's the plan for today. Just a quick summary of what we're planning for today. Yesterday, we kind of finished up a couple of things. We have the ability. We're building a trivia game for Alexa. And so for a little while now, we've been able to have the user ask any question. They can say, give me a sports question. And then it'll go into the database and it'll get a question for them and it'll ask them. And then it'll tell them if they got it right or wrong. And yesterday, we've been working this whole week, really, on building out the ability to have a 10-question quiz. So instead of just saying, give me a sports question, they might say, let's play a game or start a game. And when they say something like that, what it'll do is go randomly pick for them 10 categories of questions. Oh my gosh, we've got the Zach Man. Good morning, Zach Man. So that is the 10-question quiz, and we worked through yesterday. Now we have the ability for that whole thing to go. So the user can start a quiz. It'll ask them the first question. When they answer that one right or wrong, it'll tell them, and then it'll immediately give them the second question and third question, and on and on. It even has some interesting ways to let them know how they did when they finished the quiz, whether they got 1 right or 5 right or whatever. So that's all working well. The next piece that we talked about yesterday was the idea of putting up some walls inside this skill for monetization. So what you're going to find is that a lot of people really like trivia, but they like specific kinds of trivia. Maybe it's sports, or maybe it's history or something like that, music. And we have questions from all of those different categories. Oh my gosh, we've got a raid coming in. Good morning, Karthik. Good morning, Gold Zulu. It's good to see everybody here. Thank you guys for joining the stream. I was just talking about how we're going to today. We're going to be adding some in-skill purchasing to our skill that will allow us to basically say, hey, if you really just want sports questions, you can buy that category for 99 cents, and then you have access to all the questions in that specific category. There's Karthik. Good morning. Good morning from India. Or I guess good evening to you, sir. I know it's usually right around the time you're having some dinner. I like the commands are starting to get used. So that was something else that I wanted to talk about today. I hope you guys enjoyed that little dance. That is Everything is Awesome from the movie, the Lego movie. Goldzula, I'm glad you did that, man. I'm looking for more interactivity. I'm trying to build more so that you guys will engage in that way. So I know that might have been an accident, but I'm totally down with it. In fact, I added a new thing today so that you can come into the chat. And if you type commands, now you get a whole list of all sorts of stuff that you can do, and we're going to continue to add to this. I now have some power, so that you guys can add sound effects and play any of those things that are happening in there. So that is the list of commands as they are today. Where is it? Why didn't the sound effect play? That makes me sad. Karthik, where's the sound effect? Let me go see what happened. I think it's because I associated this with Zach Man and his entrance, but I think, let's see, it looks like that should work just fine. Well, I wonder what I'm doing wrong there. I would love for you to be able to do that, because if I say developers, does it work? Where is my audio? I don't know where my audio is. I wonder if it's because it's been played. I don't see a cooldown set on this. Let's see what we can figure out about that, because that should work. So if I edit this one, speed client, yeah, that's all good. So if I look at my commands, I know you guys can't see this, but seems like it should be working. Everyone has access to it. There's no cooldown. Oh, it's the sound effect isn't selected. I wonder why that is. That's weird. Okay, that's fixed. So let's Karthik, let's give it a try. Developers. No, we don't need to do any more of that. Anyway, that is now working. So Karthik, can you give that another try? And let's see if you can trigger that sound effect. I think it was just missing the sound effect part. There we go. Okay, so those don't have cooldowns. Not that we want to go crazy with the sound effects, but all of that stuff is there and working and good and lovely. And you can type commands anytime now, and you can see the list of commands that are available. I'll continue to add to them, and some of them even have special effects. So let me show you what that means. So for example, on this one, if you say, Karthik, you go ahead and clip it, man. Make a clip. Let's do it. So if you look at my different sources, you can see that like 2319 has it right here. This does some special effects. You can see that, not testing. The what's the other one? I have another one that does this. I thought I did. Yeah, it's the commands one. Commands has this little bit of code that lives in it. And so if we come in and we say something like commands on this scene, I have to add it to the one where it's just a camera of me. But on this one, if you say commands, you'll hear the genie from Aladdin, as well as some stuff on the screen. So check this out.
All right. Your wish is my command.
So we're able to, I'm adding little nuanced pieces like that give us a lot of those little things. If we say 2319, we get this.
2319! We have a 2319!
So I'm going to continue to kind of grow and add this, but this will be one of those things that I just kind of sit around in all of the infinite free time that I seem to have, and I'll continue to add to this list of commands. So this chatbot just got really fun. What I had to do was figure out how to add a specific script to my chatbot that allows it to communicate with my scenes. And now this means that we're going to be able to do all sorts of cool things. This also applies to what I'm doing with my baseball card stuff. When I do breaks, I push a button on my little stream deck every time that I log a card, and then I keep track of who got the most cards during a break, and the person that got the fewest gets all their cards for free. In those kinds of instances, now when I push that stream deck button, I can also have things appear on the screen. So I could have like the logo of the team that just like appeared really quick and disappeared. So anyway, the commands are there. If you guys want to play sound effects during the stream, especially as it makes sense, I think that would be totally fine. And I think that I don't know what the Michael Scott one is. I probably don't have that as a command yet. So let's add that as a command. So commands, we'll come in here, add a new one. This is going to be no. No, we'll do no, just so it's not just the word no. And we will set a sound file to be, I probably don't even have it as a sound file. So we'll do that too. No, it's not even in there. So the first thing we need to do is say no. Oh, Chris must be here. Welcome, man. Welcome. We'll go to our chatbot audio. We'll find the no God. Well, do we want to do? Yeah, we'll do no God, no. Okay. That'll be no God, no. Okay. And then we can automatically generate a command for that. Anyone can do it. And there's a cooldown of 1 minute. That's probably how it should be, so we're not just getting bombarded. And can I preview that?
No, God, please, no.
Hear that again.
No, God, please, no.
Okay. That is all set. That should work now. I think that's all I needed to do. So now if I look at my commands, I should have a no God, no. So we should be able to do, yeah, I can, I'll have to find the video, like the GIF or something. No God, no. Okay. Awesome. So that is that's that, and it takes a little more work to get the graphics on the screen, but we will I'll work on that, and we'll add as many as we can to get those things rolling on the screen. But I love this kind of stuff. If there are sound effects or things that you guys want to hear, oh man, you didn't hear it? It was definitely there. I heard it because I said, oh, Chris must be here. If we come into events. Oh, I just screwed up Zach Mans, I just realized. No, that is right. Okay. So if we look at Chris's, there you are, Chris. Rocking it out. Okay. Cool. We're done with the chatbot for now. Anyway, that exists. You guys can play with that as much as you like. Play some sound effects, mix some things in. If you have other ideas, let's add them. I'd love to continue to grow that. And if I can figure out a way to have you guys add them automatically, that'd be brilliant, but I haven't figured that part out yet. Okay. So what we want to do, we added a thing yesterday, add in-skill purchasing when a user requests a specific category or quiz. So my goal for today is to try to add in-skill purchasing when they ask for a specific category. Quizzes are a little more complicated, kind of, because I don't even have the ability to do a quiz at all right now for a specific category. Like, I just want a sports quiz. We'll get there, but we don't even have that functionality yet. But we do have the ability for someone to say, give me a science question. Oh, mom is here. Very cool. So a quick story about that. My grandmother is in a very nice assisted living place. And my parents recently got her an Echo Show, something that has a screen. And so she might even be watching this right now. But what my parents have done is they called her on the Echo Show because she doesn't have a modern cell phone or tablet or anything like that. And I think she's showing her this show as we do it live here. We'll put me on camera just for a second so that's shown. But she has the ability to then like hold up her iPad or whatever and let her see her grandson broadcasting on the internet. So that's what I'm doing. And that really is my mom, everybody. So be nice. Okay. Let's talk about getting these categories to work. So I can come in and I can say, give me a science question. This isn't going to work because I didn't even set up my code yet. So we'll go do that. Let's get
There was a problem with the requested skills response.
Gold Zulu, kind of. She's making a video call via 2 Echo Show devices, and then she's holding her tablet up to that. So there is a Twitch skill that will allow you to watch Twitch on an Echo Show, but you can't stream directly to one. But I'm pretty sure there is a Twitch skill. Pretty sure. Now that I say that, maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like there is. All right, let's open Jeff's trivia game again and see if we can get our skill to start this time.
Welcome to TKO Trivia.
There we go.
The trivia game show where you answer difficult questions and win nothing. What should we do next?
Okay, so I'm going to say, give me a sports question, and this works. This is something we've had working for a while.
This is a fun sports and games question for you. How many different scoring areas are there on a dartboard?
Okay, so the question is, how many different scoring areas are there on a dartboard? The answer is 82, and we can think through all that. But the point that we're trying to get to is that when they ask for a category specifically, then we want to make sure that, one, they own it.
Okay, what is your answer?
And if they don't own the category, then we should prompt them to purchase it. So let's look at our code for this. If we jump into question intent, we have a couple of things happening in here. We come into this and we are able to say, what category did they want? Or maybe they gave us a wrong category. But if they choose a very specific category, a good one, and we can resolve it, then we are saying they didn't ask for a random category and they didn't say a category we don't have. We have situations handled for that. But if they matched an existing category, right now all we're doing is assigning our category name and category ID and letting them get a question. What we want to do is put a wall in front of this, a paywall, that says, hey, by the way, if you own this category, yes, we want to do exactly that. We want to get everything out of your way. But if you don't own the category, we want you to buy something. And we're going to prevent you from getting past this without it. So the first stage of this is to come into the developer console. And if I look at my in-skill, well, let's look at permissions first. I think I have to turn this on. I do not. So if I look at in-skill products, I have a bunch of categories that I've had in other skills. These happen to be the same things that I would use for this skill. So what we'll do for now is let's start with our first category, and we'll make sure that we do this appropriate. Art and stage is the first one. So if I look at the categories that I've created previously, art and stage should be in here somewhere. Art and stage is this one. So we're going to link, well, let's edit it first and see what's in here. Art and stage, it's an English thing. It's only available in the US, which is fine for now. Promote this ISP on Amazon.com. Yeah. This is where it shows up in the store. Yeah, of course I want all of those. So, and then we'll replace this with testing instructions for the certification team so they know how to do it. So this is all great. So we're gonna save our ISP, and I want to link it to this skill. So now you can see I have this art and stage category, this purchase that's here. So that's one. But if we go look at our in-skill products, we have many of these. So we're going to add all 20 of them. Business World is second. So let's go to find Business World, which is right here. And I think all of this is going to be good. I just want to turn this switch on for all of them. So we'll save it, and then we'll link it. And now when I look at I have art and stage, and I have Business World. Next category is design. And design is down here somewhere. Wish it would sort them all alphabetically. That would be really nice. This is even clickable when it doesn't sort. Okay, design, 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 design. Not here. Here it is. Edit. Save. Link. There's an Amazon Music extension for Twitch. You can listen to your music when coding, and followers get to listen too if they have Prime. Oh, that's pretty cool.
I have a plan.
I have a plan. That's right, Zach, man. All right, design is the next one. We gotta get these things in here. We can just play with a couple of them. I'll do one or two more, and then we'll move on. Film is the next one that I want to bring in. Film. Edit. Promote. Save. Link. Cool. And then the last one is food and drink that we'll do for now. Okay, food and drink. Right here. Edit. I don't know why these aren't alphabetized. That seems like it would make my life a lot easier. Link. And now if we look at our in-skill products, we have 5 products, and I cannot sort them by reference name. That's weird. Language. Oh, these are all the same. I don't have a way to sort them at all. But I have those 5. Great. Why didn't developers work there, Zach, man? Oh, it's probably on a cooldown, maybe? Maybe? I don't know. Seems like... Everyone can do it. It has a sound file. Developers. Submit. I don't know why that didn't work. Anyway. So we have our 5 ISPs. These are basically just little nuggets of data that let us know what a purchase is, what a product is, how much it costs, what locale it's available in, all of that stuff. And we have these here in the developer portal. We can also create these locally, but I found that it's actually a whole lot easier to just create them here. I don't need them locally. They're part of the Alexa system in the cloud, and so they're fine as is. But then I have a couple of things that I need to do. This is some sample code from that I wrote a while back. But the first thing that I want to call out is that I have this thing right here, the monetization service client. This is something that I have to call every time because the status of products can change from moment to moment. We don't ever want to be unsure about the fact that they do or don't have a specific product. And so what we want to do is say, If they don't own this category, which is what we're going to check out for in just a second, and Karthik is excited to learn about ISP, but he's going to check it out later. That's super cool, man. Yeah, I'm kind of
All right. Your wish is my command.
There's the command, Zach, man. That is what I need to call in order to identify for this user what products do they have available. So we're going to start with this line. And in this chunk here, they matched an existing category. This is a category that actually exists in the system. I want to first say that I have, and I'm going to rename this. We're going to call this monetization SC. Well, that's the name I'm going to use for this. So monetization SC, the service client, is a call to the API to see what products the user actually has. Now, if we look at the rest of this GitHub, what I do here is create a new response, this new directive, when the user doesn't have the thing that I'm looking for. So we're going to use all of this. Are we going to use all of this? I think we can be craftier about this. This is a very deliberate, like, if this thing. So I'm returning the method on this API called getInSkillProducts. And then I'm doing stuff with it. I have to remember how I best want to do this, because the way we had it structured originally in this original example that I used, we're returning the entire process. I wonder if there's another example that I could use that's a little more modern, like the premium fact skill is what this is called. So with this one, let's see how we do this. Yeah, see, they're doing the same thing here, where we're returning that entire piece. But I think this is okay. We're basically embedding some if statements inside this return. So I think that'll be okay, because that is kind of what we want to do. If we run into a specific scenario, the problem is I don't want to return. I think we do this outside here. What I'm trying to do is I have to return a response builder object if I want to send that dialog back, because that's something that's handled by Alexa. If I don't want to sell it to them, if I just want them to do the normal thing, that's going to be this. So I feel like we're gonna do some stuff right here. This is going to be our monetization service client. And we're going to go back to the example I was working on, because I like that one. It's my code, so I feel more familiar with it, I guess, maybe. All right, let's get back into this. So I have this piece here, and we're going to say return this. No, well, we'll take this one too. And this one. Okay, so if we look at how this is going to work, we're going to return something every single time. So this means we're returning a response back to the server, back to Alexa to say something. And it's going to be one of two things. It's either going to be, we'll call this category product. We're going to filter where the reference name is 5-hint pack. Well, I don't yet know what my category name is. I mean, I guess I kind of know. Yeah, see, I kind of really want to do this in here, because if they ask for random, I don't want to stop them. Like if they say random and I give them a sports question, I don't want it to then be like, oh, I picked a random sports question for you. You have to buy sports. That's not the point. If you choose random, that means you're willing to choose any of the 20 categories, which is totally fine. It's when you make a specific choice, like right here. Maybe we just do, how do I want to handle this? And this needs one of those, and this needs one of those. One of those, one of these. I have to check the monetization service client every time. Frank says he awaits and make the whole method async. So the get in skill products part, you just await that. Yeah, we could do that. So you're saying we would do something like this. Const in skill products equals await ms, or not ms, monetization. And we'll just take all of this. Stop it. Like that. You're just making the call out once, you're getting this thing, and then we can do the rest of our stuff. Let's do that. So both of those calls still need to happen. And do I have any other locale references? I should do it this way. So this gets me that entire piece. I've never actually inspected this. We should probably look at this. Because then we're saying result. So I'm going to end up with inskillproducts.inskillproducts. .filter. That's kind of weird. So this should become something else. I'll just call it ISP, and then we can do ISP.inskillproducts. That's fine. I don't really have a good name for this. This is the monetization service client. And then I'm calling the method getInSkillProduct. So it makes sense that I would call this ISP, but then it's going to return a result that has a property that's in skill products. I don't really have a way to control that. So what I should then be able to say is const category product equals ISP dot in skill products filter. This is still all something I want to do. We'll call it record. No, we'll call it category. No, I use that name too much. Record is fine. Reference name. And we still need to come up with what the name of our category is. We'll have to do that. And then we can say, and then this is where our if comes in. If category product dot length is greater than 0, and category product dot purchasable then we'll do a thing. And in here, this is where, get rid of this. This is where we will make a decision. So we will have a different return statement in here, something. Well, the different return statement that lives inside there. This is cleaner too. I don't like all the nested thens and stuff. This allows me to check all that stuff. So what I need to do now is check if my category name exists. So we'll just use an existing one rather than trying to get it all perfect. So we use food and drink as our name. So if I say food and drink, like that, that's my reference name, then we should be able to see here. Let's just do console.log category products. This is going to break. Is it? No, maybe it'll just say something. It'd be nice if it didn't break. We still have some work to do because of this piece, and maybe now we can add this all in here. Let's do that. So we'll take all of this. What we're basically saying is if they matched an existing category, which means they asked for an existing category, then we want to call out, we want to verify that the product that matches that category is purchasable. And if it is, then we're going to try and upsell our user. And if it's not purchasable, which means they own it, which is actually probably the way that I'll want to check this, is that I want it to not be entitled or not be whatever. I don't want them to already own it. So we'll also have to do a check on a subscription. We're going to check two things. They either have the subscription or they have the product. That's going to be how this all works. So I think this is okay for now. So let's give this a run and see what happens now. This should happen for any matching category. So let's just try it and say, give me a science question and see what it says.
I picked a tricky science question this time. What is the word for measurement of heat intensity?
Well, that didn't seem to do anything, did it?
Okay. What is your answer?
We need to look at what category product became, if it wrote it out at all. Which it doesn't look like it did. So we didn't even get there. So let's put it here. We should get there now. We should at least see it. But I would have expected we landed in the right place. Give me a nature question.
I hope you like this one about nature. The word vulpine is a descriptor that refers to what animals?
Category product.
Okay. What is your answer?
So this is good. We're getting the data back, and we're looking at purchasable. Typo. How did you guys not catch a typo? Ooh. That's on me. That's all. Typos are always on me. You guys don't type this stuff, unfortunately. Let's try it again. Give me a nature question. You should sell me something here.
I picked a tricky nature question this time.
Oh my goodness, Corey Haynes.
Rounded to the nearest whole number.
Were you looking for a way in on that? That was brilliant. That was
Is it 22
well
pounds,
done.
42 pounds, 62 pounds, or 82 pounds?
Why aren't you hitting that? So we go to the end, and then we look back here. Category product. There's one array, 0, dot purchasable. Another typo.
Okay. What is your answer?
Purchasable. I could type. We would be in some trouble. Give me a nature question. Sell me something.
It appears our trivia questions
Or
are
give me an
better
error.
than
That's
our
also fine.
programmers. Something just broke. I'm so sorry about that. You could start a quiz or ask for a question. What should I do?
So this is a misleading error. I have figured out I think so. Well, I don't have the handle anymore. Right, so I'm calling out to the service client. I'm awaiting the get in skill products, and then I have access to the stuff inside of it. So there isn't an async. I mean, I guess it's labeled here, but this is something different. This SSML error is related to when we have an error. We break something really nice because we hit the error intent, basically, which doesn't do the same kind of content. It passes it back in a different way. So what I need to do is return like a I need to return a handler input. I always forget what it is. Just one of these. Instead of returning something, I needed to return this. This is what was broken. So we'll fix that, and we'll just say something. Okay. That should fix it. I was just not returning a valid value because I'm lazy. Okay, one more try.
Something?
I guess that makes sense because I'm not, yeah, that makes total sense. So it's saying something because if this is purchasable, then we're returning something. Got me thinking about statements again. Mixing the what should be done with the do the thing to be done. Interesting. Expand on that, Corey. In the meantime, I'm going to pass the next piece of this, which is this return right here. Just that? Yeah, I think just that. Well, it got me thinking a lot about if statements again. Mixing the what should be done and the do the thing to be done. Yeah. Trying to think about how that applies here. So I have if this thing is true, right? Then do this thing. Otherwise, carry on. So let's take that out. I see. Yeah. No, I definitely should do that. Like a lot of these pieces should be broken out into their own pieces. And I did that. I did that yesterday with the quiz stuff. We ended up taking a lot of our logic and moving it to other places, rather than just stacking script on top of script on top of script. I tend to refactor that kind of stuff after it's working, because I tend to get lost in the complexity of all the different files and pieces moving around, and so it's nice to be able to see it all working and then say, well, this is too much to have in one place, and then kind of refactor it out. But I agree with you. I think it should be encapsulated. A lot of these pieces should disappear to other places. Yep. I think you and I are on the same page, which is not always true. So I like that. Let's do category product, product ID. So this piece here, this add directive, which I need to bump in a little bit. What I'm doing, what's happening here? I hate how all of this looks. We're going to take this to there, and all of these to there. That's good. This should go to, no, these should go that way. That was the issue. Okay. So we make this connections.sendRequest directive where we say they want to buy, and we tell the system what product they want to buy, which happens to be the product that we just grabbed. And so instead of food and drink here, what we really need to do is tweak up the name of our category. Now, we've done this once before, where we needed to replace, where did we do this? Oh, excuse me. Where we needed a sound effect. So this is probably in the build, ask question, build question. Just down here, build question. Okay, so right here, we're doing a new regular expression on the category name. And we're replacing spaces, all spaces, with an underscore. It's good that I have a little bit of memory. So this piece here is actually the same thing. Let's do this another way. I'm not even sure I need any of that. We could just do this. Okay, so category name, replace any spaces with an underscore. And now we should be able to check any category. Now, we haven't actually seen this work yet, so let's get to that and make sure it actually does what it's supposed to do, which is give me a nature question. Let's see what it says.
From the nature category.
Nope.
Does the animal called the kingfisher have scales, feathers, fur, or gills?
So what did we do wrong here? Did we get... We have category product only listed outside the if statement, so I don't actually know that I made it inside.
Okay. What is your answer?
And we got no product back. Well, that's probably because I also need to do a category name, replace 1, 2, 1, 2, 2 lowercase. I think that is another condition that I need to add to that because it's doing a string match, so it needs to be identical. Give me a nature question. This is one that doesn't have an underscore in it at all either. We doing it? This feels like we're doing it. Maybe we're doing nothing. It's also an option. Reset. Okay, open the game.
Welcome to TKO Trivia.
Great.
The trivia game show where you answer difficult questions and win nothing. What should we do next?
We should give me a nature question, and this should just work.
This is a fun nature question for you.
No. No, not at all.
Which mammal fits all of these descriptions? 1. Can hold its breath for up to 6 minutes. 2. Always has quadruplet children of the same gender. 3.
Oh, I know.
Defensively
So
rolls
dumb.
into a ball.
So
4.
dumb.
Only one species of this animal, the nine-banded, is found in the United States.
Give me a food question. Because I didn't bring that category in yet. That was why.
M&M, Vaccinium sect, Cyanococcus.
Stop it.
This is TKO Trivia. What should
Give me a food question, please.
There was a problem with the requested skills response.
Okay. I can live with errors. Like, that's reasonable. But I'd love to know why. Oh man. Okay, we got to go deal with this issue. This is getting to be a real problem for me. So we're going to go into interceptors, response interceptor. And what we're basically saying is that this output speech doesn't exist when there's an error. So let's go look at our error handler because it feels like there should be. Yeah, I'm passing back the same kind of thing. Error handled. And then I'm doing the same thing that I would do anywhere. Do I not have an error message? Are errors not in the database? I thought they were. They must be because I'm saying stuff. Yeah, see, I've got 3 different error messages. So incredibly annoying. Okay. All I want to do is see this work. And you're saying that I didn't. If I come down to the end here, we have our error message, but the thing that I really want to see is this right here, which is that I have this product. I got the food and drink category. And if I look at it, it's purchasable. I'm not sure this is actually the case, the state that I want to look at. It should be this, entitled, but this is fine. What I don't understand is why we're getting an error. Handler input clearly exists. I'm returning it. What? And it's not really letting me see the error. I mean, we can turn off Brian's voice for a second because the issue we're running into, the error, is actually related to us getting an error, not about Brian's voice. So if I come into this, we could just turn the... I don't really need any of this right now. So we could take all of this. I'll just comment that out for now, so that we can get at the heart of what's really happening here. So now, if I come in here and I say, open the game, that should work. We're running.
This is TKO Trivia, a trivia game with 20 different categories that will knock you out.
Would love to know why it's still using Brian's voice. I turned all that off.
You just completed an achievement. You have now played TKO Trivia 25 times.
Nice.
What would you like to do now?
I would like you to give me a food question.
It appears our trivia questions are better than our
So now let's see what our actual
Something
error
just
is.
broke. I'm so sorry about that. You could start a quiz or ask for a question.
Unable to
Should I
find
do-
a suitable request handler. What? Oh, connections validation failed. Violating fields in payload. I don't know what that means. It doesn't like the correlation token. Okay. Do I need a token at all? If I don't care about the token, do I need it? That's not going to do anything.
I heard you say, open Jeff's trivia.
Give me a food question and sell me something.
Whoops.
No?
It looks like one of our programmers broke something. I will let them know. and have them fix it as soon as possible. In the meantime, would you like to ask for a random question or start a new quiz?
Violating fields in payload. Okay, well, we're going to go to the docs and see what I'm doing wrong, rather than using a code sample from 2 years ago. Alexa, ISP. That's a good start, but what I really want is the... No, I don't want that. I want the docs. Like, this will start to get me there. Okay. What I really want is what that payload looks like. That's great. What I want is the stuff on the other side. Yeah, look at this. Add directive. Let's take this and compare. Add directive, type, name is by, payload, in-skill product. I mean, I could de-stringify those names, but it's all the same. Okay, so let's take this, put it here. That's really it. That's like the only difference. So let's bump all this out one and try that again. I don't know. That seems like it should work exactly the same to me. So, all right. Give me a food question.
It appears our trivia questions are better than our programmers. Something just broke. I'm so sorry about that.
Unable to...
You could start
Connections
a quiz or ask
validation
for a
failed.
question. What should I do?
This is weird. So I have a connections.send request. This is what the JSON that gets created for me is doing. And it really doesn't like... There is no in-skill product. But if I look, like the thing that I called out to the database came back with food and drink. I have... Let's see. I see. So maybe that... Oh, I think it's this. That might be it. It's an array, not an individual item. Give me a food question.
This is the purchase
Oh,
prompt
that was it.
description.
Okay.
Prime members save 20 cents. Without Prime, your price is $1 plus tax. Would you like to buy it?
Okay, so that is my purchase prompt description. So if we look at that, thank you, Corey, for catching that. Inside these, if we look at these, I can come into the English US, and I write these this way initially. This is the summary. This is the description. This should be like detailed description. You can see that I already have icons for these, which is nice. This is the purchase prompt description. So in this specific example, this is the food and drink. This will unlock all of the food and drink questions. How do I want to say this? This will unlock all of the food and drink questions in TKO Trivia. So let's save that. And then if we try it again, we should hear that instead of this is the purchase prompt description. So let's say, give me a food question again.
This is the purchase prompt description. Prime members save 20 cents. Without Prime, your price is $1 plus tax. Would you like to buy it?
It should be pulling it right from there. I wonder if I have to do anything special or save maybe? Maybe I hadn't saved my changes. Let's try that again. Give me a food question.
This is the purchase prompt description. Prime members save 20
What?
cents. Without Prime, your price is $1 plus tax. Would you like to buy it?
Let's try one more thing, which is to build, I guess. I don't think that this should matter, but I'm going to try building my solution to figure out why it's not reflecting that change. I mean, if I modify that ISP, or do I need to add it again? I don't know. I don't know. Food and drink. Edit. Edit. It's right there. Give me a food question.
This is the purchase prompt description. Prime members save 20 cents.
The build already
Without
happened.
Prime, your price is $1 plus tax. Would you like to buy it?
Let's try linking and unlinking. So if I go to my products, we can say food and drink, unlink, and then food and drink, link. And if I look at this, edit, this will unlock all of the food. That's what it should say, purchase prompt description. That's what it's using. That's how it should work. So if I say, give me a food question now.
This is the purchase prompt description.
What?
Prime members save 20 cents. Without Prime, your price is $1 plus tax.
I wonder why that is.
Would you like to buy it?
And every time that we come through this, I should be able to see my category product. There's all of that. I don't think that data comes through as part of my ISP. I get the summary. And I get the name. Why is it using an old version of that? I wonder if it's cached in some way. That's a question I'm going to have to ask people. Feels like that's not a thing that should happen. Start and restart my service. I don't know what I can do to trigger this, what feels like a cached data issue. I've already removed it and added it again. Give me a food question. This should say,
this is the purchase prompt description.
this hurts me. This hurts
Prime
me.
members save 20 cents.
Come on.
Without Prime, your price is $1 plus tax. Would you like to buy it?
Okay, let's say, yes, I want to buy it. I don't have any of the code set up for this, so we should get an error.
Please say your 4-digit code to confirm the purchase. Great. Your order is complete and I've emailed you a receipt. Whoops. It
Okay.
looks like one of our programmers broke something. I will let them know and have them fix it as soon as possible. In the meantime, would you like to ask for a random question or start a new quiz?
Man. Okay, I don't know why it's not doing the right thing, but we can see that we can go through the purchase process. And now if I say, give me a food question, this is the thing I'm really interested in. Let's clear this out. again, so we can easily find it. And if I say give me a food question, it should just give me a food question now.
From the food and drink category,
Okay.
Guinness beer comes from what country?
So the user can do the purchase part, right? They can buy the thing. We still need to handle the congrats, you have purchased it. Here's your question. And there's a little bit of work to be done in there.
What is your answer?
So the first piece is I need to save some session data, I think. Yeah, I'm going to have to save their session data to say, like, what did they ask for? Because one of the problems that we run into when someone buys something is that we pass it off to a completely other surface. So as far as our skill is concerned, it was closed. And we hand it off to the Alexa monetization client, which does the, hey, here's how much it costs, and do you want to buy it, and the yes and no, and the pin, and all that stuff. But when it hands it back to me, when it hands the experience back to my skill, all the data that I had in my session is gone. What category they wanted, what question they were on, any of that stuff. I have to go get that again, excuse me, somehow. And because it's Thursday, I don't know that I'm going to have time to do that. I have an episode of Alexa and Friends that is coming up here at noon, and I need to do a little prep work for that too. But I feel like we can spend a little bit of time on this. Yeah, so persistent attributes, I completely agree, Gold Zulu. Gutipe, gotta pay, Gutipe, Gutipe. We're gonna go with Gutipe. We need to catch this, and so we have all of that stuff here. If we look at this is a connections response, so that we need a new handler basically for when it comes in, and then we need to be able to dehydrate and rehydrate our session. Rehydrating it isn't too hard, but we need to make sure that we save kind of what category it is that they wanted. Do I have another way to do that? Do I have a clever way? Because when they come back, one of the things that I'll be told is I have a purchase result, but somewhere in here I have a, as part of my payload, I have what they bought. And I don't remember what that property is, but I know that if the purchase result was accepted, then I want to be able to identify what the product is that they bought, use that as my trigger, but that's cheating because I won't have that for the subscription. I won't know what category they asked for. I'll have to actually persist that. But I could cheat on the individual categories because if they bought the sports one, then when it comes back, it'll be like, hey, they bought the sports category. And then I can be like, oh, sports, cool. Let me ask them a question. So, oh man, it seems like first things first, I need to catch this so it's not broken. But in the catch, I need to ask the user a question based on the question that they wanted. All right, so let's do this because we can at least get our handler set up. I have a little bit of time, so we'll take like this much. Let's go construct ourselves a new handler. So that's going to go in the raw index, core index of everything we're doing. And I don't remember what this is called. I'm not going to call it by hint response handler. We're just going to call it we'll just call it buy handler, because these are the cases in which they were upselling or buying something to them, and we want to be able to do something interesting with that. So That's a function. That's a function. This doesn't need to be async. What's wrong? There's still something wrong here. Oh, it's just because it's never used in there. Okay, that's fine. We can live with that. So this is going to be handlers, and this is going to be like the buy intent. Oh, yep. No, can't be the buy intent. This has to be the buy handler, because the buy intent will be something different, where the user comes in and says, buy the sports category, right? They're not asking for a question and getting upsold. And actually, that's something we should be doing differently also, is that this shouldn't be this should be an upsell. Let's talk about that for a second, because that's really how I should do this. Where do I have the word upsell in here? In this case, I also get an upsell message. Everything else is pretty much the same, but I get an upsell message. We should do this as an upsell. There, where does it go? It goes inside payload. Okay, that makes sense. So this is upsell message. And then this is going to be something like, you don't currently own that category. And we need to be more specific about this. We'll have upsell messages in our database or something. You don't currently own that category, but you can unlock it. Would you like to know more? Great. I have an upsell message. Let's see if that does what I think it's going to do, which is it should upsell the user with that message first. If they say yes, then we take them into the buy. I was being a little aggressive on my buy. So give me a food question. Well, no, I own that, so that isn't going to happen.
This is a fun food and drink question.
Let's reset that. So in here I can say
What country
reset.
is the original home of Bacardi rum?
My test purchases, and now we can say give me a food question, and it should try to sell me again.
You don't currently own that category, but you can unlock it. Would you like to know more?
And if I say yes, then it'll try to sell it to
Unlock
me.
all of the food and drink questions in TKO Trivia. Prime members save 20 cents. Without Prime, your price is $1 plus tax. Would you like to buy it?
And no or yes or whatever, all of these take back to me.
Okay. It appears our trivia questions are.
And then we end up with our error because we're not handling that yet. So
just broke.
Okay, so
I'm
that's
sorry about that.
That's good. This should be an
Start a
upsell.
quiz or ask for a question. What should I do?
We should say make this a randomized and custom category message. Okay, so back here in my index, this has to be, I don't think I want one handler to rule them all. But if I look at how I'm doing it over here, I'm basically saying, if it was an upsell or a buy, then come in here. And then I have a bunch of conditions like, did they decline? Did they accept? Was there an error? I think I have to treat those all the same because I don't know. Do I know that off the top? Request envelope, request payload, purchase result. So I could technically build a different handler for each scenario. I probably should do that. So we'll take this condition right here, this purchase result. Well, think about how we would add that to our buy handler. This is now buy success. And it's still an upsell or a buy. That I'm okay with. Let's do this. Upsell or a buy. And handler purchase result equals, and we're going to make it equal to whatever that was, which is accepted. Okay, so we should hit this buy success, and this needs to be the buy success handler. So this is a positive solution. We're also going to need a buy declined. The only difference here is that I think it's the word declined, right? Declined. Otherwise, it's the same, and then this becomes buy declined handler. Okay, so it feels like a lot of heavy lifting for just that one condition, but it allows me to like completely route them different ways depending on whether they were successful or failing. And then we have not handled, so I'll add that here as well. We have not handled a situation where there was an error during this. I don't expect that to be common, but it's still a thing that could happen. So buy success. And buy declined. And both should probably move. Here into B town. Okay. Buy success. Buy declined. Accepted, declined. Great. Great, great, great. Okay. So that means in our handlers, we need a couple new guys. We need const buy success handler. At the quit chime. Let's do that right now, maybe. Okay, require buy success handler. Declined. Right, and then we need some new files. So this is going to be buy. Did I capitalize that? I did. Buy success handler. I'm not even sure that I really need a whole lot in here. No, we're gonna have to call the database to rehydrate. So async function buy success handler. Buy declined handler. All right, so the handlers piece should be happy, and it is good. So we have our buy success buy handler. We don't need this. for now. And then index, we're calling by success and by, and we're passing in handler inputs. So well, we should probably accept that. So that gives us the individual pieces that we need, but now we need to respond to the user. So in the success, what we really want to do is ask the user a question. Like this, the moment they've purchased, we want to know what category it is they wanted. Well, that happens over here. So we know the category name, then we call out, and when we're sending this, like right here, we need to save the category they requested so that we can retrieve it when they come back. Okay, so that means in the data for my users, we need a new thing that we're saving. I know everything I need to know about them for the most part, but I don't know what category they asked for before a purchase. So this feels like a weird thing to do. But if I just slap it in here, I should be able to retrieve it later. We'll just put it right here at the beginning so we can see it. Requested. I don't even call it like persisted category. It's just a single line of text. Is it though? It doesn't need to be. We could link it to a category. Persisted category. And we're going to pass in the category ID. So we're going to have to write some new code for this. I'm getting deep. Like we have too much to do before I need to go. Let's see if we can do that really quick. Data. This is going to need a, well, let's find something like it. Update. It's going to be something like this. So we'll say save as. We're going to say put user category. And I will need the user ID also. So we need a user ID. If I can get this persisted, I think that'll be a win for today. And then we can give it another run tomorrow. So this is going in the user table. The category is going to be an array. We've learned our lesson there. And this is going to be user ID. Update user ID. So when I persist this, we should be able to say just right here, const save category equals await dot put user. This is going to be my user ID, which I probably have somewhere. And the category ID, which we have right here. So put user category still needs to be added to the index. Okay. This should all be good. So question intent, if they ask a question and we're going to try and sell it to them, we're going to persist the category they asked so that we can retrieve it later. Let's see if that does what it's supposed to do. Nope. Come on. Buy declined. What is wrong with buy declined handler? Does it not exist yet? Oh. I see what I did. Okay, try that again without all the dumbness. Cool. So here, I should be able to say, give me a food question. And I should see the data stored here. Persistent category. Come on, do it. Wah, wah. What did I? Oh, okay. Because it's not this. It's persisted category. Try that again. Open Jeff's trivia game.
TKO Trivia, where the questions are impossible and the achievements are meaningless. What would you like to do now? You can start today's game or ask for a trivia question.
Give me a food question. Do I get data?
You don't currently own that category.
Look at that.
But you can unlock it. Would you like to know more?
Yes, I would like to know more.
You don't currently own that category, but you can unlock it. Would you like to know more?
Yes, please. Why are you?
This will unlock
Okay.
all of the food and drink questions in TKO Trivia. Prime members save 20 cents. Without Prime, your price is $1 plus tax. Would you like to buy it?
And then, since we're primed at this one position right here, we should be able to say on the buy success, let's go find a good, just like simple example like this. Buy success. Launch request. Please. Buy success. Paste. You did it. This is as far as we're going to be able to get today. So hopefully this will just do it. You did it. My service is running. Everything's good. I'm going to say, yes, I would like to buy it. And this should say, okay, I get your receipt, whatever. And then you did it. And that should be the end.
Please say your 4-digit code to confirm the purchase. Great. Your order is complete and I've emailed you a receipt. You did it.
You did it. We did it. Okay, so we are able to capture what happened with the user. What's actually going to happen inside this function is we're going to retrieve the persisted category and ask the user a question. That's it. That's all we're going to need to do. And we already have all of that stuff, right? It's basically going to be this. So we will probably just call right into the question intent, in fact.
Guys, I'm bringing the party to you.
Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Thank you, Gold Zulu. So this feels good. We made some progress. We had a couple of hiccups in there in the middle, but it feels good. So I've got to be on another show in a half an hour. So I am going to wrap some things up here. We'll stop that. We'll come over to Stream Manager. We'll find a channel to raid. C# Fritz seems like, oh, Coded Live. We'll go see the Coded Live gang today. So let's get that started. We'll send you guys over there, and then I will see you on the Alexa channel, hopefully in a half an hour. Also, don't forget, there is a brand new Slack channel that you can go to. It's at alexa.design/Slack. And there's lots of people there talking, getting help, supporting each other. So please take a moment. If you haven't already joined, jump in there, see what's going on, and engage. Like, it's a place to take the conversation after this show. So after this, after the Alexa and Friends, after office hours, we're hanging out there. There's product team people there. There's all sorts of good folks from Amazon that are there to help and support you. So make sure you check it out. All right, with that, let's go raid. Bye, everybody.